Daddy came and got one of the bales of hay that they Tractor Supply dropped off, and then that's the cabinet that fell off his wall when the back got, it didn't get wet because it didn't go up the wall like that. There was the humidity in the air and it just broke loose. So I'm gonna come back and put a solid plywood back on here. I'm gonna put down this side right here and up here and down there. I'm just gonna put some real wood. I'm gonna glue it and screw it, and then that'll give me something real, not this particle board stuff, but something real to screw to put the new back on. Okay. So y'all know the goats lived on the porch for that full half of a day and the night. And it was pretty horrible. So the porch was sort of nasty, and so I bet I spent 2 hours out here. Oh, I've got a bee digging a hole in one of my rafters. I see sawdust falling. So they ate. I don't know if y'all can see down the windows. I have no more jasmine growing on the post. They're gone. There's one little strip going up behind this center window that I think they couldn't get. I see some cut pieces that are dead, but I see a lot of green still. And I think that's because they couldn't get their heads behind the window to break it off. So one little live. I mean, it looks pretty out here on the part up the fence outside, but on the porch they ate it down, which, you know, it gave them something to eat, I guess. Why? They were waiting for water to go down. Anyway, I got my porch. I put a gallon of bleach on my porch and swept it in with my broom. And then on the rug, on the wood, all of it, all the way down. And then I think I made about 20 trips into the house getting hot water, gallon jugs, my tea jug full of hot water, and dumping and take the broom and scrub and, you know, with the broom until I break up stuff, and then splash some more until it was running off and I could sweep it. And so now I've got, I mean, we've been, you know, up and down the porch for the last couple of days, but that smell was horrible and it's gone, praise God. And there are no more flies on my front porch because there were flies out the front door really bad. That's all gone. So I do have a couple more things I need to get rid of. Anyway, I got my yard mowed. I don't know if y'all can tell just from this video, but my front yard is mowed. And my backyard, it's too wet to go in this side gate over here and go around. And I told y'all that Minky, I think I said it in the other video, Minky had dug some deep holes in front of the gate because she digs. She don't dig to go under because she climbs over. She don't need to dig to go under something because she'll climb right over the top of something. But she digs to lay in cool spots. And she dug 2 big holes right in front of that gate that I go into her yard with. And so every night when I go in to take Katie fresh feed and feed Minky her dog food and Katie her bottle, that's like 3 or 4 trips in and out during the day that I'm making, and I'm having to jump these holes that are holding water, and it makes me so mad at her for doing that. But I've got a bag and a half of concrete, and I'm gonna bust them. Well, I'm gonna dump the one and bust the other, but I can't get back there even in my lawnmower because it's heavy and the ground is still too wet. So I managed to get the front yard mowed because basically the front yard didn't have any settings river water on it. It just had the rainwater, and it hasn't rained in several days. So I was able to get most of my front yard mowed, and I hope it starts looking good because this whole area right here, I thought it would look good after I mowed, and it don't. It still looks like something trampled right there. But the San Augustine sort of climbs across the top, so I'm hoping by the next go around when it's time to mow, it'll look a lot better than this. The water picked up the little pool deck, sort of had it floating. And when it came back down, it wasn't on its blocks, so I've got to eventually pick that up. But I feel like my backyard still has a soppy feeling in it. I don't feel like I want to be back there. You know, it's just like that nasty feeling. The grass is dry. You think the ground is soft, but the grass is dry, so it's not like because I don't like wet grass on my feet. But as I walk, I'm not getting wet grass on my feet. I just feel nasty back there. It needs to be mowed, but there's still a wetness in the air. You can still smell wet river, like residue on stuff. As much as I hate to say we need a good rain, we need a nighttime rain. Like a good little storm rain that'll rush through here at night and then be gone. Then the next 2 or 3 days just be full sun. It's gonna be hot and humid, but full sun to dry up the rain, and it'll take some of that smell away. I did get some shavings dumped at that gate entrance where I used to have the goats feeders. Now they're on the new fence, but when they were on that gate right there in a line, although it was so much easier to feed them there, honestly, because the gate was short and I could just hang over, and my gate on this new side yard, you know, on the side, the new fencing, it's tall, and I have to hang way over to try to make sure my scoop goes into their little troughs, their little feeders. But that was real muddy right there, real stomped and muddy. And so I put a bag of shavings there. I haven't spread it out yet. I dumped it over, and the goats came running up. So Sam, when he left, had shavings stuck all in his hair. And then I noticed later that Bilbo and Gimli were laying in those shavings. It was like, she brought us this clean, smelling, nice place to lay. Let's lay in this. But I need to get my rake and rake it out. And, well, you know what? I'll just show you all that stuff. Daddy came and got one of the bales of hay that they tractor supply dropped off. And then that's the cabinet that fell off his wall when the back got... It didn't get wet because it didn't go up the wall like that. There was the humidity in the air. And it just broke loose. So I'm going to come back and put a solid plywood back on here. I'm going to put down this side right here and up here and down there. I'm just going to put some real wood. I'm going to glue it and screw it, and then that'll give me something real, not this particle board stuff, but something real to screw to put the new back on it. And then I'll take it back down to them. Daddy can hang it, but that room's not even ready because I was just down there a little while ago and it's not ready. I've got eggs everywhere. I don't know if they floated. Like, there's an egg laying right there. I know there's one over there underneath that swing that doesn't have a swing on it, just that frame. I know that wasn't there yesterday, so I know that's a fresh egg. I honestly don't remember seeing this egg here, but there is an egg right there. And then I seen a place where the ducks are laying right next to the fence. So I was able to get all this mowed. There's where I dumped those shavings. And I have been, since the floor is wet in Molly's stall, I've been feeding her here, so it wasn't helping the fact that it was already soft. And then I started feeding her here during this mess that we've been having. She keeps knocking that down, but I hang that right here and I pour her food into it. So I'm going to do this way a little bit and get it a little bit more spread out. But this did not happen with water. This was them goats and the cow messing with stuff right there. And pulled all that stuff down. But when it dries up and Daniel gets his tractor back, he'll be coming to get this water trough. And then those 4x4s will be used for fencing. And these old posts Daddy can take with him and he can use them if he needs them. I just want the 4x4s. I don't want these round posts. Anyway, so let me go back over here and let me show y'all some. Look at the ducks well, those are the chickens. There's some ducks laying off over there. They just got through eating. All right, so I've got Molly's food back over here. I had 2 bags of food in the back seat of my truck. And then this, I had put this whole thing, it was only about half full when I carried it out of here. And I put it in the little camper closet on the side of the camper, a little closet where I keep Christmas and stuff for the porch. I just shoved it up in there because it was dry in there and it was not getting wet. I need to rake all this out and get a little fire going. I see an egg right over there. I've got to get this canoe out of here. I haven't started anything on my porch. I brought my blower out and then I just got, well, it's like that. I didn't feel depressed. It was like a defeated feel, like I'm tired. And now I'm looking at, I need to mow back here. Look at you can see them from here. They're all jacked up and laying on their sides. But I need to get my mower in, or either I'm gonna have to push mow, and I'm exhausted and I don't want to push mow right now. My roses look good. This one has got new growth on it. Isn't that pretty? This one has new growth on it. Where is it at? There it is. Oh my gosh, hold on. Ignore. I'm fixing to have to crank on this. It gets loose. Okay, there we go. It's got new growth. All this right here is new. Now these two do not have anything new. They're still green, but there's nothing growing on them yet. So I'm hoping that they will, and I hope they didn't die, or, you know, I found them always just, you know, y'all seen the day I planted them a week or so ago. I did get, look at the stuff in the back of that. That's all, look at this. All this just floated up amongst my fence here. Just, you know, it's like it washed everything this way and it hit a fence. It couldn't really stop there because that fence is bigger. This is small wire, so it stopped it here. I haven't walked back behind there yet, but you can see through here. It's just all grown. Oh, it's just all up on it. Now a good storm will push and wash all that down. All right, and so I put one whole bag of shavings in here and cleaned it all up. Made it smell good. There's not near as many flies in here now as there were. Got some eggs back there laying on the fresh shavings. But this is cleaned up. It smells better. It smells so much better. So you can see how high the water came in the coop. It was up in that little window too. And it'll take a while for it to get completely dried out. I mean, you can see, I don't know if this is the water line, because you see, you know, water sort of in wood soaks up. So I know that there was water here, so I think about, well, there is a water line. You can see it soaked up, but you can actually see the line where it left stuff. Right here. This is a whole line right here. You can see where it left. So this is how high the water was in the coop. So when you think about this, this is to my boobs high. But look at the incline of there. So by the time you got up here, the day it was, you know, and then we brought canoes in, the water was only to the deck. So there's a big difference in drop of elevation from out here to just to the deck. I keep coming much further out of my deck, and I will be one day if it ever comes back up in the yard like it did this time. The deck will be fully submerged. I only want to go right past that tree. I just want to come out with the extension to where that swing set is sitting. So that tree will be in the middle of the deck. It's just beautiful green grass, but it needs to be mowed. And it's like, when I look at other things I need to do and I feel this nastiness still in the air, there's still a nastiness in the air. I don't know how to explain it, and it just makes me want to say, get your butt in the house and don't worry about this right now. And then I feel lazy, like I should be out here. I need to get my butt out here cleaning. There's that little egg. Somebody laid a little egg right there. And then this one I picked up in the coop earlier. It's a fresh egg because I've gathered eggs for the last 3 days. So that's a fresh egg. But before I put that, see, I think I said it in the video earlier, or I don't know. I know I cut a lot of stuff out, so I don't know what I cut out because the video was getting really long, the one I posted this morning. But I had to wash 36 eggs, just mud and goop on them because they were laying in their coop, but their coop was wet with that muddy years of shavings that have just degraded. You know, it just breaks down. So anyway, I am fixing to go in. I'm going to find me something to eat. I'm going to wash this egg off. I'm going to gather this egg, and then I'm going to gather those other ones this evening. This is a new one. This is, somebody just laid this little egg. Anyway, I'm going to go, I'm going to go. Okay, guys, I'm in the house. I did a short just a little while ago talking about my cousin Debbie. She was taken by ambulance to the hospital. You all know that she is waiting for a heart transplant and lung transplant. And she told her mom, from what I gather from Aunt Sissy, that she was breathing normal, talking, coherent, everything was normal, but she said she felt something pop, felt like it popped in her chest. So because she has a pacemaker, she went ahead and called the 911, and the ambulance came and picked her up and took her to the Kingwood Hospital. And my cousin Kenny and his wife were there. Emily, his wife, is a nurse and works for that hospital system, is what I understand. Anyway, he's been keeping me informed of what's going on, and not too much has happened yet. They did run some x-rays and everything looked normal, but they do think that something did happen, so they're running tests. I have sent Debbie a text to her phone because she usually doesn't go anywhere without her phone, and I feel like if she was coherent and talking and stuff like that, then she probably got in that ambulance with her phone in her hand. So I did text her and tell her that we're praying and we love her, and when she feels like she has a free moment, when they leave her alone and she's resting and she's just sitting and she has time, she could just text me and tell me that she's okay. So you guys that jumped on and started praying, I love you, love you, love you for that. Debbie has lived a rather hard life as far as physically, as you know, like that. She was born with a problem with her heart and had open heart surgery when she was 2 weeks old. And from what I gathered on some of the first visits that she went to with this transplant stuff and all these different doctors that she has to see, and I was in on some of those consultations and telling her what she needed to start doing and this, that, and the other, getting ready, getting her body prepared for a surgery. From what I gather, she should have had several little operations. Well, I feel like when it has something to do with your heart, that's not little, but she should have had, as she grew, as her body grew, she should have been having some operations on her heart to keep up with growing. You know, when you're 2 weeks old and they put something in you, you have to, you know, and that was never done. Debbie was raised by my grandparents, Daddy's mom and dad, and they were grandparents, and I think they thought we got our baby home, and she had doctor's visits and checkups, and she went to school, and you know, she had shots for immunizations and all those different things, and she's sick, she'd go to the doctor, but she never had any other heart situations until she got older and then started having problems. And then that's when, like I said, they said that she probably should have, or basically she should have had several little heart checkup operation things through her life. I don't know exactly medical terms. So anyway, just continue to keep her in your prayers. And I don't know if in this video you'll hear the ambulance in the background, and we're so used to hearing them out here, we just think they went into the neighborhood. But when I got off the phone, at an angle, I could see what I thought were lights out there, and so I come around the house, and there was an ambulance leaving Debbie's house. So really, I think they were probably over at Debbie's a tops of about 6 minutes. I'm not really for sure, but I don't think it was all that long. I may be off on my time, but they were leaving when I got over there, so I didn't get to talk to Debbie. Anyway, I hope you guys aren't too disappointed in my yard, because I know my backyard looks horrible. I am just tired, and I just felt like just a little bit of being a little, I don't want to call myself, like, I don't want to ever be a lazy person, but I was so tired. So getting out this morning and then coming home, and it was real foggy this morning, and I kept thinking, I don't even want to go work out there when it looks like that. I want the sun to hurry up and come out and burn the fog off. And so when that happened and I did start working outside, I just, I just mowed and put out some, you seen what I did, and I just felt like, am I being lazy? I don't want you guys to think I'm lazy, because I've got stuff I need to do in my yard and haven't done it yet. Anyway, love y'all. I'm gonna go. I know I've already signed off once, but I wanted to update y'all, and you guys that were seeing my short about Debbie, I wanted to throw a little update in there. So I love you guys. God bless y'all, and I will see you later. Katie, I'm trying to do a video.